Okay, let's get started. Hello, I'm Bill, and if this is the first time dropping into my channel, welcome. And if you find that you're liking this video, please give it a thumbs up. Your likes really help determine who gets to view the video, who gets to see it in their feed, and I appreciate all the likes I can get off my videos, if you like them. And also, be sure and check out the video description where I have links to Amazon. And even if you don't purchase the item at the end of my link, if you purchase anything on Amazon within 24 hours, I will get affiliate marketing credit, and that means a few pennies to help support the cost of producing all this content. So that'd be great if you are interested in doing that. All right, so where are we at here? It is decision time. The new moon is coming up on the 19th of May. I have to make some decisions on where I'm going to be imaging from. One place I know I will not be imaging from this new moon is my backyard. So my normal places where I image are either Landers, California, or Sacramento Valley Astronomical Society has a dark site up at Blue Canyon Airport in Nyack, up in the Sierras. So that became an option. While there was 4, 5, 6 feet of snow up in the Sierras, we've had a rapid warm up, and so now that site is available. So I put that into the mix, and then also I looked at Landers. Landers was a no-go, but I happened to look at Yuma, Arizona, and what might be happening down that way weather-wise. I'll get into that a little bit more and as I go through what my plans are. So quickly here, here is the Blue Canyon weather forecast. We're still several days out. I don't feel comfortable any more than 3 days out, so weather is always subject to change, and that's one of the things about being a traveler. You know, if you're just setting up in your backyard, or if you have a pier or whatever, you could basically throw your gear out there within 2 hours of darkness. You know what the weather's going to be with a high degree of certainty most times. So that's an easy thing to do. When you're traveling, you're at the mercy of forecasts and how good they may or may not be. So what I found is for Blue Canyon Airport, actually, there'd be good nights on the 16th, 17th, and 18th. If I drill down into this here, and then I go into the overnight area here, we see that there's 0% cloud cover overnight. So for the nights of the 16th and the 17th, I am going to image at Blue Canyon Airport up in Nyack. This is what the site looks like. It's a airport that is seldom used. The Sacramento Valley Astronomical Society has a permit to use portions of the tarmac here for the club purposes. And I generally, when I go up there, there's a little bench that you might be able to see here. I kind of park in this area here. And it's actually a nice Portal 3 site. It's relatively close, 173 miles. If I were to go to Landers, that's 473 miles. I did look at the weather at Landers, and it was not favorable. When I travel any distance like that, 400 miles, 500 miles, I like to be able to get 2, 3, maybe 4 nights of imaging in off of that trip. So I just didn't see a window. But there's a person who belongs to Astro Vagabond and Friends Facebook group, the group that I'm managing on Facebook. So if you'd like to join, go there, hit the join button, we'll let you in. There's a person, Jason Trevino, aka AZ Forerunner. If you haven't had an opportunity to check out his channel, I recommend that you check it out. He images at a site called Alpha Scorpii, and we'll we get a commercial here. But anyway, AZ Forerunner, check them out. There's another person that images out of there, I believe, known as Iceman, who also, I believe, has a YouTube channel. It's been a while since I visited his channel. So I decided, okay, you know, what does the weather around Yuma look like? Alpha Scorpii is about 65 miles outside of Yuma. And so I went and I took a look at what the weather forecast was indicating. And it appears on the nights of the 19th and the 20th anyway, we should have some good weather. Jason is going to be out on the 20th. So I was thinking to drop down, get there on the 19th, the night of the 19th. He gave me directions to get to the observation site. It's a little tricky on how to get to it versus, you know, there's dirt roads and that, kind of the scrub brush road area. But he says two-wheel vehicles can make the trip. So my van is two-wheel, front-wheel drive. So I think that I'll be able to make that trip out to that observation site. So it looked like the 19th, 20th, and possibly the 21st. Let me check here. Overnight. What do we got here overnight? 2%. I'll take 2%. We can probably work around 2% clouds. So anyway, that's the plan. I am going to image at Blue Canyon Airport the night of the 16th, the night of the 17th. The 18th will be a travel day. I will stop for the night in Ridgecrest, California, and then I'll travel into Alpha Scorpii on the 19th. So this is what the route is going to look like. Oh, here's where Alpha Scorpii is relative to Yuma, Arizona. So I'll be traveling along 8 and come out this way. And overall, this is what the trip is going to look like. It's going to be a big trip. We're looking at one way, 950 miles, but those miles will be broken up. 173 miles up to Blue Canyon Airport. I'll stop the night in Ridgecrest, California, which is close to Death Valley area. I belong to the Benevolent and Fraternal Order of the Elks. Some of the elk lodges have RV parking, some with sewer, water, electric. So I will spend the night at Ridgecrest, and then I'll travel on Friday to get into Alpha Scorpii early afternoon and try and find my way out to where Jason and others will probably be, where the observation site is known as Alpha Scorpii. All right, so that's the plan. Big trip. I hope to make a video, and I'm sure you know, Jason hopefully will be open to doing a video with me, and I'm going to try a concept as I start to travel a little bit more to other dark sites, and that is dark site stories, interviews with people that are travelers like me. Why did they start traveling? What have they learned about traveling? Tips and tricks for people that want to go to a dark site. How do they provision themselves to get a successful night of imaging? What should they be focused on, and those type of things. So dark site stories, or some name like that, hopefully will be showing up this year on the channel. And again, be sure and check out AZ Forerunner's channel for information in general about astrophotography, but also about Alpha Scorpii and that site that I hope to be at the nights of the 19th and 20th. Other than that, let's go into N.I.N.A for a moment. And where are you, N.I.N.A? I thought I had it here. Here we go. As if you've not seen my last video, couple videos, I've decided that I really need to bring N.I.N.A back into the mix, move off my ASI Air, and rely on N.I.N.A for managing my Edge HD8 along with my HEQ6R Pro. I want the added benefit of the fuller PhD2 logs so I could do the log analysis to better understand how to optimize my guiding and those things. The other thing I wanted to point out is I'm also have loaded a plugin. If you're not familiar with the plugins that are available in N.I.N.A, you go to the plugins section. There's a whole bunch of plugins that are available. The ones I'm focused on are Dark Customs. This is what I'll use the first night up at Blue Canyon Airport. I'm going to do some what I call administrative work. I'm still trying to dial in the proper back focus and remove some elongation that I'm seeing in my stars. I'm going to use a feature in Hocus Focus called Aberration Inspector to help with part of that. But one of the things I need to do is reestablish my filter offsets for my 533mm Pro. The filter offsets that I had established were for my other camera, so I need to reestablish those. So I'll use Dark Customs, and then I will use Hocus Focus for focusing, and then also take a look at using the Aberration Inspector feature while I'm in Blue Canyon. So really the Blue Canyon nights are what I call my administrative work, trying to dial things in, get refamiliar with N.I.N.A, and if I get any imaging time in, that's all the better. Another thing I like about the N.I.N.A plugins, I use Ground Station, and I like this pushover service that if there is an error, it will push an alert to my phone and, you know, play a gong, ring a bell, or whatever. So if I'm snoozing, taking a nap during the course of the night and something goes south, I'll get a notification. But I wanted to just point out, because there was a thread on Cloudy Night, someone looking to get familiar with how to autofocus. He mentioned N.I.N.A. He thought he needed a third program, and I pointed him to the Hocus Focus plugin. And then I just want to quickly go in here and under imaging and image options, this is where you can switch back and forth if you have the plugin installed between N.I.N.A and Hocus Focus. I did do a night of imaging for my backyard, just get familiar with Hocus Focus, and I have both all the star detector, star annotator, and autofocus. I'm using Hocus Focus for that. The other thing I wanted to point out, I did build a template for a sequence in Advanced Sequencer. I'm going to use that more going forward. I had used it in the past. I think I had viewed a video by John Woodhouse that gave me some information I needed to build a template. I know Patriot Astro's out there who has good content as well, but I did not use his video for help. So anyway, I have a sequence set up here, and this is a question maybe is unique to each individual, the answer. I choose to dither every image. I know dithering takes time. I know many people consider imaging time precious, but I'm willing to give up that time on dithering to eliminate any potential for fixed pattern noise. Down the road, I'll maybe explore more and reduce the number of exposures that I dither on, but for right now I'm giving that time up to do a dither. And I look at it this way: if I was imaging from my Bortle 7/8 backyard, then imaging time is really precious, because 1 hour under Bortle 4 would take 18 hours under a Bortle 7/8 backyard, and then I'd really want to maximize my exposure time. When I'm have the luxury of imaging in a Bortle 1, a Bortle 3, or a Bortle 4, 1 hour in Bortle 1, I need 1.35 hours in a Bortle 4. So I don't feel as pressured. I don't want to say that imaging time is not precious, but I don't feel pressured by it. So I can afford the cost of dithering, and that's just my viewpoint. I know that many of you may have different viewpoints, and everyone has to do what they feel is right for them, but I'm just sharing what my thoughts are. But I do like the loop condition area of the advanced sequencer, and what I've basically set up here is a loop of luminous R, G, and B, and the way I have it split is 50% luminous, 50% spread across R, G, and B. So one loop would capture 9L luminous, 3 red, 3 green, and 3 blue, and then I'd run an autofocus because this loop would take about 40 minutes. So I'd run an autofocus of the luminous filter. I'd have already established my filter offsets, so when it moves to the R, the G, or the B, it doesn't need to do another autofocus. And the way I have this loop running is loop as long as the altitude is above 30 degrees, or said in their vernacular, loop until altitude below 30 degrees. I may change this to 25 in a Bortle 1 site. The other condition is loop until nautical dawn. So this is going to be the template that I'm going to use, and I'll see if I have any errors with it or if I have to tweak it. But really, the advanced sequencer is pretty easy to use, and I think it's good to invest some time if you're a N.I.N.A user and haven't used it yet to explore it. And again, there's plenty of resources available out on YouTube and elsewhere to help you establish a good template that you can use. So that's about it. Yeah, I'm excited getting down to Yuma, Arizona, meeting up hopefully with AZ Forerunner if the weather doesn't make things go south. Excited that I'm back on N.I.N.A, and I think it's going to carry me across the finish line of getting my Edge HD8 results optimized and getting that elongation out of my stars. So just an exciting time, and I'm looking forward to the Golden State Star Party in June. That'll be another Bortle 1 site. So brief health update. Had an episode the other night that took me to the emergency room. Turned out it was probably just some food I shouldn't have eaten that caused an allergic reaction. The upside was they put me on the EKG, knowing I had previously had premature ventricular contractions. About 15% of the time, one of the chambers was firing out of sequence. There's no longer any evidence of that condition. So I think the things that I've been doing to move to a gluten-free, low histamine diet has removed that condition I had previously, and really I just got to be careful on what foods I eat, and it's pretty much as simple as that going forward. And now that I know I don't have that heart condition, I have a lot more confidence to strike out on my own and go out in the middle of the desert somewhere by myself. So anyway, it's all about having confidence. All right. If you like this kind of content, again, please give it a thumbs up. Likes are important to who gets to see this video presented in their feed. I appreciate it if you do like it. Give it a thumbs up. If you don't like it, give it a thumbs down. Your comments are always, and suggestions are always welcome. Other than that, wherever you may be in the world, I hope you have some good weather forecast for this coming new moon around the 19th. And maybe I'll see you on the road somewhere at a future dark side. Other than that, till next time.